there everywhere across America. You're listening to Alliance for the Brave, where we bring education, information, and communication to today's veterans, active duty military, our first responders who are so important, especially in the medical profession, and the American patriots who will join us. I'm Jim Blight, your host, U.S. Navy veteran. I got to tell you, I go all the way back to Vietnam, and there's going to be a time when I get to go back to Vietnam, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. In the meantime, I got a really great program, a fun program, some guys I've had before. I want to introduce to you Mayor Joe McCurry from the Colony and Richard Insweiler from the Colony with the American Legion. Guys, we're here to talk about your fabulous festival coming up for Veterans Day, the only one that I know about.
That's right. Salute to American heroes. In the Colony, Texas is the place to be. We've got carnivals, we've got bands Friday night, bands on Saturday night. We've got all kinds of things for the kids to do. There's VIP sections that you can, purchase tickets for and get, food and drink. Of course, there'll be a beer garden out there.
And I know also the Colony is a great location when you're talking about communities, and now you've got really an employment base out there that you didn't have 10 or 15 years ago. So the Colony is a tremendous place. Do you have any idea, the statistic, guys, of the number of veterans that are in your area? Do you know? Do you have any idea?
I don't know as I know the number, but I can tell you it is a real veterans community. Oh my.
Oh yeah.
We have a very active Legion post, and we don't have near all the veterans joining us as they should. But everywhere I go, you see the flagpoles up and the flags flying, and it's just a place where, I don't know, veterans have accumulated over the years, and so it's a great community for us.
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with, hey, you've got a lakefront property, that's a recreational area, it's an ease of access, and so you've also got those huge employers. Now you've got Shields and you've got Nebraska Furniture Mart.
We sure do. In the 2010 census, we had the highest veterans population of any of the towns here in North Texas. I haven't researched yet the 2020 because they're just now finalizing all of those census data coming out for the 2020 census. But I think it just goes to show, and that's why me as a veteran, as the mayor, I wanted to give back to the veteran community and our first responders and all, and it was important that we put this festival together. And yes, I think the fact that we've got such a strong employment base there, with the entire grandscape layout, all of the businesses that are forming along 121 in our entertainment corridor there, is just adding to a presence of where, it's good family value community, right there on the lake. Like you said, we've got, 24 miles of shoreline. We've got trails along the shoreline for the families, to take your dog, take your kids, go and walk along and see the wildlife out there along the lake. It's just fantastic.
Wait a minute, guys. For me, you got one thing that makes the Colony really outstanding. Freddy's ice cream.
There you go.
Hey, they have been a great supporter for, the American Legion post there in the Colony, Post 21, and we are, so glad and so thankful for the work that they've done in order to help us raise funds and stuff, over the years.
This is so important, and a lot of people really go over Veterans Day sort of like, and it's gone. And there are so few in comparison, Joe. There's what, like 2%, Rich? Now in the United States, we're a very small percentage of the population. And to be honored is a huge thing. And to do something like what you're doing, not only for your community, but for the entire North Texas area. I mean, you're really looking at an area of 5-6 counties that can feed into the Colony because you're so well located in terms of transportation.
Right, and we're looking at the fact that is in the Metroplex. There's about 6 million people here that we're trying to draw in those counties that you were just referring to draw them in, to show them the special things that we have, and that this is a special day for those veterans and first responders.
And on Saturday morning, We have a special 1-hour program for them. We set up in the park, we have the bleachers and all, and we have a ceremony this year focusing on the families of veterans, making sure that they are appreciated. We're going to identify Blue Star families and present Blue Stars, meaning that they have someone in their family that's on active duty. And it's going to be a salute to the families that support those very active members.
You know, we are a big supporter here of the Gold Star families. And one of the reasons is so few people know about Gold Star families. And so a Gold Star family is a family who's lost someone in the military, in the line of duty, and in military service. And there was a terrible, terrible incident that happened on an airliner that was going from Los Angeles to get back to Maryland, where the bodies come in just 3 or 4 years ago. And the plane had a mechanical problem, so they put down in Phoenix. And the pilot had radioed ahead and found a connecting flight to get this family to, I can't think of the name of it, where they go, where the bodies are brought in from Europe. And he said, would everybody please stay in their seats for a Gold Star family to exit the plane? And the people booed him because they didn't know that this was a family of a fallen military hero.
Right.
And that's the problem we got. We got to tell people. So that's why what you're doing is so important. In other communities, they could plug in and give you a call, couldn't they, Joe? And David Swain, your recreational park developer, who's here with us also. This is an important thing that we'd like to see, because you and I did this, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? We've done it for about 3 years now.
3 years now. Right.
Yeah. And by the way, the weather forecast is good for you, Joe.
Yes, it is, and we
We appreciate that.
yeah, and Richard, over the the years that you were commander, I know that the Post has recognized Gold Star families as they have unfortunately happened in our in our communities, but the Post brings them into the Post, gives them an actual Gold Star flag and all in order to say, hey, we appreciate, we honor you, and know the sacrifice that you have made. So that's part of what the American Legion Post does for our community to make sure that we get that out there and that those get the recognition that they deserve.
So, Joe, in one of the top metropolitan areas, and you said 6 million. I heard something that was about 7 million in the 5-county area. Okay, so you know what the population of Oklahoma is? About half of that.
Yeah.
So you're talking, you're talking about an area that's counties, that's 5 counties, and so we are a huge conglomerate. But you bring this small town, hometown event and flavor and culture, which is, golly, Moses, what a great thing you guys are doing.
Really, it's it's an honor to put this on, and again, this is totally free to the public. Only if you want to step up, and enter the into a VIP section or all do we sell tickets for that. But everything else, for our event, all of the music and bands that are going to play and entertain the folks Friday night and Saturday night are, it's all free. And these aren't unknown people either. Laura and Elena on the country front.
Oh, she's fantastic.
Yes, and so she's going to be there on Friday night. She's the headliner on Friday night, and then you got the Plain White Tees on Saturday night. So that you get country one night, and you get a little bit of rock and roll on the next night. Trying to bring in things for the different genres that people love.
Hey, boys, let me tell you, we need to bring in the Marine Corps band. Okay.
Trust me, I would love to. Even the Marine Corps ensemble.
Oh yeah.
A smaller group than the Marine Corps band in whole would be awesome.
So, Mayor Joe McCurry, let's tell people where they can find out about this. It says go to saluteamericanheroes.com, correct?
Correct.
Richard? Okay. And this is going to be on November the 5th and Saturday, November the 6th in the Colony. Now, this is a real easy venue to find because it's right on 121, correct? It's right in there.
Absolutely. There's two things that will tell you to turn. One are the nets from Top Golf, right? They're sticking 100 feet up in the air, and the other is now the new wheel that is at Grandscape on the south side of the street there. When you see either one of those things, it's time to hit the exit off of 121 and get there. That's right.
I noticed that the other day. And I tell you, not only are you doing this to honor our veterans and honor our community, but bring back that culture, that flavor of integration into the community, but you support several beneficiaries. So when we come back after some words from our sponsors in a few minutes, I want to talk about the beneficiaries of this thing. It's not just about, hey, let's put money into the colony's pocket, because it's not. It's about what can we do to support veterans' activities that are so tremendously important. Now, you're American Legion. You're really the spark, the force behind this thing. Besides you and David Swain, right?
Right. We partner with the Parks and Recreation to make this a real salute to veterans. And by the way, since 2018, we've changed the name from veterans to Salute to Heroes, because we're also incorporating now our first responders. They are such phenomenal people in our colony, and they do so much work for the community that we are now sharing this with them, and I think it's an appropriate recognition. And interestingly enough, many of the people serving in our fire and police departments are military veterans.
Oh, yeah.
And so to bring them together with the veteran community from the American Legion, it's a salute.
Now, Joe, I was in the Navy, and I went through every firefighting school that the Navy had. I have tremendous respect for anybody who will walk into that situation with a fire. But I also have a stepson who became an EMS, and that dealing with that, whether it's an automobile accident or a father who's fallen and gotten hurt or whatever. So these guys walk into tragic situations that many times we can't even think about. All right, tell you what let's do. When we come back from these words from all of our partners, we're going to be talking about the beneficiaries. We're going to be talking more about it. I wish we had some music from Elena. That'd be cool.
Oh, yes, it would.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, we're going to be right back after these words. You're listening to Alliance for the Brave. And if you want to know more about this, you need to go to saluteamericanheroes.com. We're going to post it on our website. It's already there. Look us up. You're going to have a ball November 5th and 6th. Right now, you're listening to Alliance for the Brave. So stay with us. We're going to have a lot of fun. On Facebook Live. So, Maureen, don't say anything. I'm sorry.
Watch my tongue.
Yeah, I just have to mess with you,
Sure.
I mean, it wouldn't be a Navy rivalry. Yeah, David?
I just wanted to remind everybody, so since you're going to talk about the charities, 22Kill has a new name.
Yes, I got
Okay,
that.
all right.
And I know Jacob Schick, and I know all of the team members of that thing fairly well.
Trying to tell you to keep right up on the mic,
Okay.
but, y'all keep bantering.
That was my wife, Facebook. She's coming in telling us what to do. Yeah.
But I mean, while you're bantering, stay on the mic
Stay.
so everybody can hear.
Now,
bet.
Joe, as a Marine, where did you serve?
I started out, went to boot camp in San Diego, and first served out in Camp Pendleton. And from there, I decided to get into, the State Department, join the embassies. And so then after that, I spent the next, 3 years over in the embassies, one in Ghana, West Africa, and Bonn, West Germany was my second embassy. So that was my tour of duty, was in the high life, as some of my grunt friends would tell me.
Well, I think there were a number of Marines that were at various and sundry embassies that would disagree with those guys, because all of a sudden they went from a calm, peaceful situation to be right in the middle of combat.
That's exactly right. When I was in, it was, Beirut was constantly being bombed, though they were under bombardment every day. And that was definitely, warfare. And of course, then our friends in Tehran decided to take over our embassy and held our people for 444 days. And thank God President Reagan took care of that situation and got it resolved. But, the day they took that embassy in Tehran, we had 450 people demonstrate in Bonn. So, that happened to posts around the world in support of what they were doing to our folks in Tehran. The movie Argo touched on some of that, but just a little. So
that has to be a situation of extreme vigilance and extreme. That's a stressful situation. When you're faced with people, you can see them and they're out there screaming at you, and you're thinking, my God, they could throw a Molotov cocktail any second now.
Yeah, there was probably 20, 30, 40 of them that were on our front doorsteps, not just over a fence. We're talking about on our front doorstep. They were locked out of the building, and couldn't get in. And the rest of them were outside of our perimeter fences. But yeah, they were up close and personal at that point. So, there's a dozen Marines there, defending, 500 or 600 people in a 9-story building. And that's our odds, against, the 450.
You're listening to Alliance for the Brave, honoring, serving, and empowering those who serve our great country in the line of duty. Today's program is presented by Gear Services Web Design. Learn more about our mission and how you can plug in with us at allianceforthebrave.com. Now, back to the conversation.
Well, welcome back. We're having a great day. I'm Jim Blythe, U.S. Navy veteran, and your host. And unfortunately today my partner Lyndon Mason is with his son, but my hat salutes to him and wish he was here, but sometimes family first. Right now though, we've got our military family. We've got Marine Joe McCarty. Joe McCurry, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here. It's a wonderful program, and thank you for sponsoring us.
Hey, we have so much fun with you guys. Unfortunately, I'll be in Virginia on the 5th and 6th, so I won't be able to be here. But then, Richard, you've been involved with this thing from the very beginning, haven't you?
Well, close, yes. For the last 10 years, for sure.
Yeah, and so you've been doing it for more than 10 years.
14 years.
14 years.
Right.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
It
And
is.
of communities, I need to take this kind of side deal because this will tell you how old I am. I was a real estate developer. I knew David Fox. And I knew the guy named George Theriot, who was a broker who blocked up all the land for the colony. David Fox was a real estate developer, Fox and Jacobs Homes.
Right.
They bought all of this property. They incorporated. There wasn't anything out there but cotton fields.
That's it. Rabbits.
Yeah, and a lot of them. Then I worked for a company that bought the last, I think, big tract, 800 acres, that was on 121 at the railroad track.
Right.
Yeah, okay. I was with a company that bought that from Brad McJunkin. So I had a lot of knowledge of the colony, and I watched the colony grow as my real estate career grew and what I did. But when you think about this community, goes back to, 1970 something when it was incorporated, Joe?
77. Yes.
Yeah. It's relatively new.
It's new. City-wise, yes, it is. It's real new, and especially compared to some of the cities that are around us, that have been here, since the 1800s.
Yeah.
So,
And now, what's the population of the colony?
well, I think we're up to about 47,000 now. So we've doubled in size over the last 10 years due to all of the growth and all of the things that, have been brought into the community out there. And we're continuing to grow.
And I think one of the important things is the event that you're doing, the Salute to American Heroes. brings people throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth area to be able to, and you go, wow, look at that. And you got a new Ferris wheel? Where did that come from?
Grandscape, they started seeing those, and they wanted to have, some kind of a tall attraction feature, and so they identified this wheel as something that they thought would work well, and so they started, they've got one like it in Miami, for instance.
Las Vegas.
And actually this one was brought in from Cancun.
Really?
Yes.
So it's got a little maybe Mexican flavor to it. Can you get some taco? I'm kidding. No, I think this is great. And what you've done is you built this town since the 1970s from scratch. Because I remember when it was scratch. Like you say, the only thing living out there was jackrabbits and squirrels.
And armadillos.
Oh, yeah. So now you've got this fabulous community that is really sort of, when you take a look geographically, you're in the heart of the center of North Texas.
Yes, we are. At one point back, when you were purchasing property out there, we were considered the hole in the donut.
Yeah.
Well, from this point forward, we are the donut hole that is special. And so, they could say what they want, the towns around us, but I think we've outdeveloped them. We've put about $3 billion worth of, improvements on the ground. These are the things that our citizens ask for, and we went out and recruited it and brought it to town. And now then we have this, thriving, commercial base, along with still keeping a hometown feel, where everything is personal and your neighbors.
Joe, one of the things, while it's not in your community, Toyota USA's national headquarters, I think one of the things that attracted them was you're right across the freeway from basically the colony, and here is a wonderful housing community.
Yes.
All right, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about more about Salute to American Heroes, and talk about the music, and talk about the beneficiaries. So this is Jim Blythe with Joe McCarty, the mayor of the colony. I got the mayor, who's a Marine. Oh boy, I bet everybody salutes when you come to the podium, right?
Not really.
All right, we're going to be right back after these words from all of our partners. You're listening to Alliance for the Brave. And the engineer was slightly off, and I was slightly off, and I was like, blah, 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 blah. So people know, hey, Facebook, this is live performance. Trust me. I mean, it gets that way. So we were talking about on the break, again, what you did in the Marine Corps. Now, Richard, you were in reserves, is that correct? National Guard?
I was on the National Guard, and a quick story. So I went in, it was pre-Vietnam, but the draft was on, and so I had an opportunity I had landed a job while I was in college that said when you get through with your college, your military commitment, come back. So I went in the National Guard so I could get back quickest. And what I didn't know is the only slot they had available was for a cook. And so I didn't know that. I got a basic, and here I am with my degree, and they say you're going to cook school. Well, that didn't. After 3 years in the Guard, I said I got to do something else, so I went to OCS.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and then I was transferred to, my job transferred to Detroit, and I got to get in an artillery outfit. And I was an artillery officer then for the rest of my career, and that was fun.
Okay, but for me, see, I'm a chef. I love to cook. I studied with the Cordon Bleu. So what did you like to cook, or did you, period?
The only thing they liked that I ate was French toast.
Oh.
I did not like cooking, and I still
Joe?
do today.
Yeah.
Joe. All right, you're doing great, but you just got to speak up a little bit. The microphone's picking you up, but just punch it.
Are you
Okay.
talking about Joe or Richard?
You got me in trouble, Diane. See, I'm going to get fired now.
No, you're not going to get fired.
I'm going to get
Sounds
fired.
wrong.
Well, I'm the guy who would fire myself, but neither here nor there. I just need you, if you could, please, just give me a little bit more volume.
Okay.
Okay, because it sounds loud
Okay.
in here in my
Yeah,
ear.
it does. It sounds loud.
And my voice usually doesn't carry, so okay.
Yeah. Okay. Think like a Marine.
Trust me, I can speak to an audience,
I'm sure.
whether I've got a microphone or not. So,
Wait, Marine? You know what? Talk as loud as you want. I ain't gonna mess with you. You know what? If you don't even want to talk, cool. Be the best show ever.
I think one of the things too, I mean, this is the season of state fairs and county fairs. You brought this one thing to the colony, to our whole North Texas community, which is totally different, but it honors one group, which are military, first responders, those who serve. And Joe, that's a great idea.
You know, it was one of those things that was missing when you go out and look at who's being celebrated and what kind of festivities go on. It was definitely something that was being neglected, and it was people who did not need to be neglected because of the great, fantastic job they do, you know, every day, keeping us safe and secure in our lives. And that's, you know, we put this together, and of course, you know, we had limited funding to start with, you know, 14 years ago. But as we have grown, we have tried to grow this festival, just like we've done 4th of July's. And we just want to continue to make it bigger and better and add, you know, bigger attractions each year to make this something that everybody wants to come to in the Metroplex.
I think that's a great idea, especially I like the idea of the fireworks. Now, are there some major corporate sponsors? Because when we come back, do we have some major corporate sponsors who contribute to this?
Not really. This is pretty much all on the city.
All on the city.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So we're behind this. You know, the council, I mean, they voted to put this in.
All right, here we go.
So
You're okay. You got a couple more seconds.
All right. Well, Facebook, join us, take a look. The Salute to American Heroes is on our website. Thank you for being on board. Send a note. Diane will hand it to me, and thank you for being here with us.
Today's program is brought to you by Gear Services Web Design. Visit us on Facebook or online at allianceforthebrave.com. And now back to Alliance for the Brave.
Well, welcome back. You're on board with Jim Blythe, U.S. Navy veteran. Joining me, Joe McCurry, U.S. Marine, Embassy Protection. Whoa, man.
Simplify.
Yeah. And now we got a cook. Well, Army, National Guard, you went from cooking school to end up going to OCS. That was really great.
And trust me, I really like being in the artillery a lot more than I like being in the kitchen.
Okay, so you like doing artillery rather than popcorn. Okay, that's a deal. Guys, one of the things I think is so important, let's go back real quick. You've got all of these wonderful activities for children, for families. You've got these music with the headliners, Lauren Elena. Do you know? Tell us a little bit about that, Joe. Do you know her, don't you?
I don't, but you know, we have actually David Swain that you mentioned earlier in the program. He works to recruit our entertainment, you know, for these two nights. And in working with our actual promoters out there that has direct connections with them, you know, we set out a budget and we go out there and try to get, you know, the best folks that are American hero centered in their beliefs to bring them in as entertainment. You know, there's a lot of entertainers out there that want to talk down, you know, the military and our first responders and stuff. Those aren't kind of people that we want at this event. And so we make sure that whenever we interview and talk to these folks and look at their history and the things that they've been saying in social media, you know, that they fit, you know, what we're looking for in order to promote America, promote our veterans, and promote our first responders.
And promote family values.
Absolutely.
This is so great. So in talking about that, you got a couple of beneficiaries that I happen to know pretty well. Watch, which is We Are the Children of Heroes, WATCH. It's run by Buck Kearns. He's a very good friend of mine. When he was head of Snowball Express, I got to know him, and he actually arranged for me to participate in Snowball Express, and we had a ball. That is for children that are Gold Star children. Watch is much broader than that he started that. So Buck Kearns does a fabulous job. And again, WATCH, we are the children of heroes. Very, very important. Probably nobody knows more about Gold Star children than Buck Kern. And so you are blessed to have Buck Kern on board. And these are heroes that have died since 9/11. The other one, which is One Tribe Foundation, I know Jacob Schick, I know Tempo Sherrill. We've had that whole team on my program many times, and it was 22 Kill. Now, the name 22 Kill kind of sets people back until they find out. The Veterans Administration came out and said 22 veterans a day are committing suicide.
Correct.
And so Jacob Schick and Tempo Sherrill and the people involved in that started a movement to change that, to do suicide prevention. And I think this is so incredible that you've got these two organizations, both of which are also supported by Carry the Load. And that is an incredible organization that does a nationwide Memorial Day service. So with this thing, you've got silent auction, guys?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that, Rich.
Well, Parks and Recreation reaches out into the community asking for items that can be donated so that we can have a really vibrant silent auction. And whereas it has been on premise and you could go look at the different things that were offered, this year it's online. So already starting now, people can look and bid on whatever it is that might be of interest to them. But we think we can reach a broader community now online to support this very valuable program.
So if you want to donate to two great charities, you can go to the One Tribe Foundation or you can go to the Watch. If you need to know how to reach them, just send me an email, man. I'll take care of it. Believe me. This is great that you are supporting, not only by bringing together everybody to support veterans, and you've got the American Legion to do it. I'm sure you probably have VFW and a number of other organizations involved as well, right?
The colony just has American Legion, but our neighboring communities also have VFW programs, and we are always extend invitations for them to be with us and participate in this big show.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I know Lynn Toomer, who's vice commander of VFW. He and I are really close friends. And you talk about a barbecue a guy, I mean, they do barbecue contests that are unbelievable. But this is important, to be able to come together as part of the community and of veterans, to be able to stand out and stand up for American values, for children of fallen heroes. Joe, I think this is incredible.
Well, thank you, and you know, we are so proud and honored to to put on this event and to invite everybody in our community and also in the surrounding communities to come and enjoy 2 days worth of relaxation and fun. Bring your kids over. We've got a small carnival that is set up so that the kids can ride the rides and play the different games and things, and just have a wonderful day doing that. And of course, it's in our 5-star park, so there's plenty of ground for the kids to run and play on. And then as the evening goes along, then some great entertainment music comes into play, and bring your lawn chair, sit down, and just listen to some great artists.
As I walk through the area that we have the celebration in, I noticed, and as I talk to people, many are not from the colony. This has gained quite a reputation. It is now an area-wide event, and it gives us great pride to be able to share this commitment to the veterans beyond our own local area, but to all over North Texas.
I think this is great. Matter of fact, though, remember, we're also nationwide in this broadcast. Our Facebook goes out to the AUN network. And so one of the things that I think other communities could look at what you guys have done and have brought to the community, and I think that's incredible. I think other communities, Joe, how could people get in touch with you? They said to me, gee, Jim, I think this is incredible. How did they do it? Could they call you? Could they email you?
Absolutely. You can go to thecolonytx.gov is our city website. You can find my address. You can find my phone number. You can call. You can leave me a voicemail. Send me an email. Hey, what's going on? But I want to say this, that right along, we have Memorial Drive, which is dedicated in memory of all of our veterans. And on all of the light poles, as you go down Memorial Drive, it has reminders of the different, confrontations and wars that we have been in. World War I, World War II, all of the, the light poles and stuff recognize this, and that's why it's Memorial Drive. But just across the park, from the park, for those who travel in from out of town, we have hotels that line Memorial Drive. And I'll tell you, if you don't want to be in the festival, you could get you a hotel right across the street and sit there, watch the carnival. You can still hear the music, and you can watch the fireworks from a great advantage point.
Oh, wow. Okay. I love that. I tell you what, maybe next year I'll plan on being here, and I'll fly up and I'll just fly around and circle and photograph that for you. How would that be?
Oh man, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun? Because we keep our plane at Aero Country, and I can't think of anything more fun than be shot at with fireworks. I'll just be a little bit above you.
Just a little bit above that, yeah.
And that's fun because I love that. Children love that as well. Now, do you have a parade that is part of this, guys?
We do not have a parade. The cities on, like Dallas and stuff, put on huge parades and stuff on actual Veterans Day, November the 11th. And we've tried to center this more around the events in a park and more of a relaxed setting than, blocking off the streets for this. We do have Christmas parades. We have 4th of July parades and all that, where we do those things. But for this particular event, we've tried to keep this, more in a kind of a confined setting for everybody to get together and mix and talk and meet new folks while they're there and just have a good time and relax.
Well, Joe, I happen to know that the Marine Corps birthday is pretty close to this time, correct?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, now, you got to think about this, that November 10th, you've got the Marine Corps birthday, and November 11th, you celebrate all veterans. But
absolutely.
We begin with the Marines, so that's just it. They're first. They're first.
Without a doubt. And so there's going to be a big birthday cake somewhere, maybe. We need to figure out, hey, we got the cook here. We'll get him to
fire us up a good cake, right?
Wouldn't that be a ball? I'd be there for that one, man. I got to tell you. So again, we want you to go to saluteamericanheroes.com. This is a community festival in the Colony, Texas. And if you don't know where that is, wake up and smell the roses. It's in the heart of North Texas, right, Joe?
Absolutely. It is a destination in and of itself. If you want, lake activities along the shoreline, we have that. If you want to come in and shop and see what's, being developed at Grandscape and NFM being the largest, retail store in America, and with Shields at the other end as an anchor, they are the largest sporting goods store in the world. And if you've never been in, this store is, this store has a 65-foot Ferris wheel inside the store. So for the kids to ride.
Holy cow.
Yes.
Okay.
And they have an aquarium inside that a scuba diver cleans every afternoon at 5 o'clock.
Okay. And so they probably got catfish, bass, crappie. Let me tell you.
We need to educate you a little bit about good fishing.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, Lake Louisville does have some bass tournaments up there. It's a great, great lake. Originally, there were like 3 lakes or 4 lakes that they put a big dam in Louisville, and they turned it into one. So Garza Little Elm was one, and that,
Lake Dallas.
Lake Dallas. So all of that came together. That's a huge lake now.
It is, and it provides a lot of recreation.
It's almost 30,000 acres, and it is the busiest boating lake in Texas.
Yeah, I know. I've been to some of the parties up there. Oops. I got to tell you, it's a lot of fun. The Colony is a great place. And I couldn't believe it. One day I got a call from a family and they said, could you help us out with what you do in senior care lending and reverse mortgage lending? And I go, yeah. They had a beautiful home that backed up to the lake. And it was gorgeous. And I'm going, wow, I didn't even know this was up here. This is beautiful.
And they have that so close to Dallas, to be able to live on the lake, on a big, beautiful lake, and be that close to Dallas is just a blessing. And it's been very popular with the Toyota people that have moved in, and with the Mass Mutual people that have moved in. It's very convenient to all that's being developed in North Texas.
Without a doubt. And you're the water supply.
Yes, we are.
And here's the thing, if we have a problem, you ain't gonna have a problem.
No, I will not.
Because I know the North Texas Water Utilities deal that handles Richardson and McKinney is Lake Levon. It's not that big by comparison.
And it loses water a lot in droughts.
Oh, yeah, man. So it's a great place. You like catfishing? Go to Lake Louisville. You like bass fishing? Lake Louisville.
Lake Louisville.
It's a lot of fun. The colony is great. You got some great restaurants up there too, don't you, Joe?
Yes, we do.
Tell me a little bit about them, real quick.
We have a pizza place named Perry's.
Oh, yeah.
That had awesome pizza, and on their menu they have hamburger. I say hamburger. They're not hamburgers. They have one hamburger, and it's called the burger, but it is absolutely spectacular.
Talk about windmills and how we got them.
Windmills. The only other store is in India, and we got that brought there. And that Windmills is got entertainment inside. They've got $1 million worth of electronics in there. The sound system in there is just wonderful. It's all nice wood and stuff imported from India. It's
Oh, wow.
wonderful, yeah.
Was it Indian food or American food? Or
It's international cuisine, so it's got a little bit of
boy.
everything. They got a steak.
Since I got
that's
a cook
wonderful.
here, I bet I know he knows all about that. I'll never let you live that down. All right, we're going to be right back after the final segment of this program. You're listening to Alliance for the Brave, where we bring the education, information, and communication to today's veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this word from all of our partners. You got me.
And the burger.
Candied bacon. That's right.
And they have a burger that is 70% great beef and then 30% ground candied bacon in it, and it is best burger. With
You're
fried onions on it. It's
killing me.
so good. Oh my word.
Guys, I suffer from gout. I cannot eat beef. Cannot. Okay. You talk about you were talking about foot problems. Let me tell you something. One big hamburger like that, wouldn't be able to walk for a week.
It's worth it.
No, it's not. If they could make it out of turkey, I'm in, you know.
But Davio's features seafood. They call it a Northern Italian steakhouse, but it comes from Boston, and their seafood selections are phenomenal.
I need to go up there.
Yes.
I need to go up there.
Yeah, Davio's is wonderful. You know, we've got a sports restaurant. You know, walk-ons that's there.
We've got an American restaurant called Twigs, which is built from the Northwest. Got great all types of American food. There's a lot of choices for dining up there.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, they just opened a an entertainment venue called the Puttery, and it's an indoor miniature golf.
Really?
Yes, that
Adults only.
and it's an adults only
we
venue.
need to get them talking with, Pat, who's got the program right before us that's all about golf.
Oh.
He's the golfer, man.
Okay, this place, there's 4 different courses inside this building, and they have these spectacular setup. They're themed, right?
One is jumping in.
Go ahead.
One is a library.
Oh, wow.
Another is all about Manhattan and the drinks you can drink while you're playing there, all New York type drinks. Another is it's called the I don't know, but it's got to do with ski lodges, and it's called a lodge. And the fourth one is a psychedelic place where the colors are all over you. But they're all 9-hole courses, and they're inside, and it's adults only, and they have special drinks for each of those courses. It's a lot of fun.
Oops. You get this old sailor going in and going, hey, oh boy, we got Navy grog. I could use that.
You got a bar, well, they'll serve that. And you can just sit at the bar if you'd rather just do that. Watch your
Yeah.
friends play golf.
A lot easier.
Yeah, would you please talk into the microphone so we can hear you on Facebook?
Oh, okay. Hello, Facebook. Yeah. Well, we're having too much fun.
Thank you.
Okay, and you just better listen in to all these great restaurants. That's my wife in the background, you know. So,
Anyway, we got whatever your palate enjoys, we've got it at Grandscape, and there's more coming. There's a big new building going up there. I heard that's going to be a restaurant too. Do you have any idea what that one is? Right next to
Right next to the Galaxy Theater.
No, the one next to Seven Doors and the Walk-Ons.
We have Cortino's. It is an Italian restaurant, and it will be two
right.
stories. So
Yeah, that's it.
too bad you guys don't have an airstrip up there. I'd move my airplane.
You know what? The piece of
You're listening to Alliance for the Brave, honoring, serving, and empowering those who serve our great country in the line of duty. Today's program is presented by Gear Services Web Design. Learn more about our mission and how you can plug in with us at allianceforthebrave.com. Now, back to the conversation.
Well, guys, this is one of the most fun programs I ever get to do, and getting to talk with you, Joe, this is third or fourth year that we've done this. A couple of years ago, I brought Dave Carey up to participate in your deal, and I think that's great. You're participating November 5th and 6th for Gold Star families. Because that's what it's all about.
We're going to recognize Gold Stars, but primarily we have Blue Star families, many of them in the colony. And so we've, over the years, awarded the Blue Star banner to, I don't know how many families, but we put a call out now so we can make that part of this special weekend.
Oh, man, that's great. I guess I choke up when I think about those families and all that they've been through.
yes, they have. You know, and I don't think that the American public in general will ever really understand, you know, what they have given and what, you know, our first responders and military continue to give day after day. With, you know, we used to think that it was our military that was always under attack and in a, you know, trying to defend themselves. Now then it's our first responders and the work that they're trying to do to keep our community safe. They are under attack, and we are here, you know, as citizens of the community, as the government, to say we support you, we need you, and we want to make sure that you understand that we appreciate the job that you do day in and day out in order to keep us safe.
And you know, Joe, if you don't realize how important that is, take a look at Portland, Oregon.
Absolutely, they tried to bring it to the ground, set up another, you know, a whole nother state. That to me is treasonous in every sense of the word, and should have, you know, that was an invasion that never should have happened.
Boy, no kidding. All right, we've been talking about the Colony, your great festival for American heroes on November 5th and 6th. It's going to be super. You're going to have so much fun and so many things going on. And at the nighttime, you're going to have great music. Got country western on Thursday night, or
On
is it
Friday night. It's
Yeah,
Friday
I'm
night.
sorry. And then you got a little bit of rock and roll.
On Saturday night with the plain white tees, absolutely. I mean, you know, we in trying to make some options. Because we, you know, we've gotten write-ins that have said, hey, we seem to go for country.
Yeah.
One thing is that's recognized nationwide is that country music and the country fans support America.
Without a doubt. All right, again, go to saluteamericanheroes.com. You want to know more about it? It's a free festival, but if you want some VIP tickets, that money goes in to help pay for this as well. If you want to, just make a donation, because this is important. This is where America should be. Diversity and celebration of those who protect us. So this is Jim Blythe, and I have had a great discussion with the mayor of the Colony. By the way, Mayor, thank you for all you're doing. thank you for what you're bringing to North Texas, Joe. It's incredible.
Absolutely. I've loved every minute of pulling all of this together and working with a great council that, supports all of these ideas and supports our veterans and first responders the way they do, without hesitation, and supporting our American Legion post there in town.
Oh, this is fantastic. And Richard, thank you for being on board. Thank you for coming in.
I've enjoyed it very much. Anytime we can talk about the colony, anytime we can talk about armed services, I'm in.
Well, then why don't we do a big barbecue cook-off with a bake sale as well, right?
Got it.
This is Jim Blythe, and I've had a lot of fun today with these two great guys from the colony. Join us next week for a tremendous program. We have sure enjoyed being with you today. So thank you for being on board. Thank you for being part of Alliance for the Brave. Thank you, Miss Robin Valtudo, our executive director, and my wife, Diane, running Facebook. And Chris, thank you for pushing the buttons. We are so appreciative. Thank you. This is Alliance for the Brave.